The pick and roll is the most used play in professional basketball, but is it really the most effective or just the most convenient? Today we'll break it down with real stats, game film and sports science to see why it works, when it fails and what the numbers really say. It wasn't always like this. Back in the 1990s, John Stockton and Karl Malone made the pick and roll the Utah Jazz signature weapon. Since then, the action has evolved. From simple two-man plays to complex variations like the Spain pick and roll, designed to manipulate every defender on the court. But in 2010, as the three-pointer shot became more valuable, the pick and roll turned into a main engine for creating open looks, whether at the rim or beyond the arc. Let's start with the numbers. In the NBA, tracking data shows that nearly 1 in 5 half-court plays begins with a pick and roll. In the EuroLeague, it's even more dominant. Over 40% of their possessions start with a pick and roll. But it's not just about how often teams run it, the right pick and roll can completely tilt the scoreboard. EuroLeague tracking over the last 5 seasons shows that when the rollman catches the ball within 2 steps of the rim, teams score over 2/3 of these possessions. In the NBA, ball handlers in high pick and roll situations generate scoring worth 1.02 points per possession, significantly above the league's half-court average. And compared to isolation plays, pick and roll actions consistently generate more efficient scoring chances, which explains why modern offenses rely less on iso ball and more on structured actions. The conclusion? Pick and roll isn't just common, it's one of the most consistently dangerous tools in modern basketball. The real question is, what makes it work so well? What makes the pick and roll so deadly isn't just the movement on the court, it's how fast a player's brain can read the situation. In less than half a second, the ball handler has to recognize where the defenders are, predict how they will react, and choose the best option: shoot, pass, or reset. Eye tracking studies on elite players show how they lock onto specific details, like a defender's hip, the angle of the screen, or where the help defender is standing. And they process these signals faster than the average player. Research by Vickers and Williams found that top-level athletes hold their focus on a decision point up to 62% longer, giving their brain extra time to read the play. Actually, coaches can train this. A 2021 meta-analysis in team sports showed that when players face different defensive coverages in practice, what's called variable practice, their decision-making and tactical behavior improved significantly over a season. The takeaway? The best pick-and-roll operators don't just react faster, they read the game deeper before making their move. One key of understanding the pick-and-roll completely is to understand how to defend it. So, what exactly are the defenses reading? Defenses have a full toolbox of strategies to slow down the pick and roll, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. The most common coverage is drop. The big man sinks back to protect the rim, daring the ball handler to take a mid-range shot. And then there's the switch, where defenders trade assignments to cut off the drive, often at the risk of creating a mismatch. In a hedge, the big steps out to disrupt the ball handler's rhythm, while blitzing means trapping him aggressively to force the ball out of his hands. Ice is used near the sideline to steer the ball handler away from the screen entirely, and going under works if the shooter isn't a threat from deep. Every great pick and roll player recognizes these coverages instantly and knows exactly how to punish them. All the theory in the world means nothing unless it works on the court. For a player, that means reading the defense in real time. For coaches, it's about building those reads into muscle memory. The best teams drill the pick and roll from every angle against every type of coverage. But there's also a physical price. Defending dozens of pick and rolls every game puts huge stress on the big men, who constantly have to hedge, switch and protect the rim. That's why rotations and rest are so important in today's game. At the youth level, coaches now use pick and roll training not just to teach plays, but to improve decision speed and tactical awareness, skills that transfer far beyond a single action. From the outside, it might look like a simple two-man game, but in reality, it's the product of decades of evolution. Endless hours of targeted practice and a foundation of both instinct and science. And this is just one layer of the modern game. The pick and roll keeps evolving and the strategies to stop it evolve just as fast. So if you guys enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more deep dive analysis and drop your thoughts in the comments. Which pick and roll variation is your favorite? And remember, stay tactical.